Okay, good afternoon. It is April 8th, 2024. This is Deborah Davis. So I haven't done a video in a while. There's a lot going on. I've just been trying to follow, follow the news and and the eclipse and everything. But I have a few things that I want to report myself of some things that happened that I feel like people need to know about. So I'm going to show those today. So in the past, I have talked about issues with the U.S. Post Office. And so I have another situation that I want to report that happened to me a couple of weeks ago through the post office here locally. I have a renter from my house in South Dakota, where he just sends me a rent check every month, like a money order, and he was actually visiting a friend in Illinois, so he sent it from Illinois, but and then there's this article that came out too about Amy Klobuchar, saying there's all kinds of other people reporting in Minneapolis, Twin Cities areas that they're not getting their mail. I'll show you that. I'll pull up the article, but like we've all, like, for the last couple of years in this area been, various different issues, like where we can't get our mail or it's lost or something like that. And I in particular think that they're targeting Trump supporters through the mail, or patriots of some kind. And I know that Amy Klobuchar is involved. Amy Klobuchar is a Democrat, and she was buddies with John McCain. And I have tried to expose her in one other video, where I talked about her targeting me in one other video before. She's been targeting me for years here. Amy Klobuchar is a Democrat senator that we have here. And she's real good friends with John McCain, who was a huge human trafficker out of Arizona, and she is a human trafficker out of Minnesota. She traffics children through Duluth, through the ships in Duluth. Okay, so I'm just exposing Amy Klobuchar right now in this video. She's been targeting me for years. She's been targeting, through the mail. She's allowing us to be targeted. She's allowed us she's messed with our mail. And there was this rumor that on April 8th they were gonna try to get a bunch of us Trump supporters or patriots arrested and do this huge human sacrifice. And I believe they've been tracking us all through the post office. I've known this for years. I've done another video that I tried to expose the post office, where I've had mail missing, mail tampered with, and then when I tried to do that, call the criminal hotline, they just gave me the runaround and said, and I said, and they kept sending me over to the customer service, and I said, this isn't a mail damage claim. This is I'm calling the criminal hotline. And they kept giving me the runaround because they're in on it. The post office is in on it. They're involved in tracking all of you in the United States who is a patriot, who's a Trump supporter. And one of the plans was to, on April 8th, was to gather us all up and do this huge human sacrifice, apparently. But we caught on to it, thankfully. But I just want to show you that, so he sent this, just the regular money order that he normally sends me for rent, from Illinois. Okay, and first it's like lost completely in the mail from March 2nd to March 9th. And then it's lost again until the 19th. Like, this was like a 3-week affair just to get a money order. just get like a red check. I mean, I just want people to see this, how dumb this is. This is our post office, Okay, so it's like completely lost in the mail. Okay. Second, okay, so from the 9th through the 19th, it was lost. From March 9th through the 19th, an entire 10 days, it was completely lost in the mail. So if you can see that, from March 10th through the 19th, it was completely lost in the mail. Okay. And then all of a sudden, when I started catching on to, I found this article about Amy Klobuchar in the post office. Then all of a sudden it shows up at the distribution center in Minneapolis, and then all of a sudden, but then it never came out for delivery. It was supposed to be sent to me in Minneapolis. I'm not in South Dakota. I have just renting my house in South Dakota, so I'm in Minneapolis, and it was supposed to be sent to me. So that it never got sent to me. It never said and he paid for registered mail. So it said, just returned to sender. It never got delivered, and it was just returned back to South Dakota. So then he had to repay to send it to me again. It was sent back to the South Dakota Distribution Center. So, I mean, there's just like all kinds of games going on with the post office here. Well, what's the point in paying certified mail if it never gets delivered? And then you got to repay. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then I had a tracking number. He sends the stuff with a tracking number because we know we can't trust the post office. That's for sure. You can't trust the government here until Trump gets back in. That's for sure. So we all know that. We fully know that. We can't trust anything government. So you always got to record. You can't trust the police here at all. So then I go to the post office and I try to talk to, and I have the tracking number, and I'm just asking, can you look up, it says it's in Minneapolis, could you ask me why it's not being delivered? And she's all rude to me.
I get it, but you don't take your anger out on me. I'm trying to help. You don't tell me.
I'm trying to take my anger out just for asking for her to look up tracking.
This is a federal offense. Is there something you don't understand?
She thinks I'm trying to take my anger out.
My package is missing. I'm going to call the sheriff. It's fine. Follow up with customer service. I find my package. Miss, we're going to follow up. Ma'am, find my package.
Customer service doesn't pick up their phone.
Find my package. Miss, you're being too... No, I'm not. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything wrong.
She's going to try to call the police on me because I have a missing package. This is the Golden Valley Post Office in Minnesota. She tried to call the police on me because I was asking her to look up where my package was. And she told me to call customer service. And I said, I've already tried, but they don't help me. I've already did a video about how disgusting the USPS customer service is. They just give you the runaround. I already did a video a few years back about them, and the criminal hotline doesn't pick up their phone. Nobody picks up their phone. The post office has been completely corrupted. I think it's been completely taken over by the United Nations or something. I don't know for sure what's going on, but yeah, she I mean, this is a federal crime, and she's like, she's acting like it's nothing. She's like, just call customer service. And I said, I already tried. I just need you to look up where my package is. And she's like, I said, this is a federal crime because the package has been missing for 10 days, from the 9th through the 19th. 10 days. That's a pretty big deal. And she's like, I'm going to call the police if you don't leave. So I caught this lady at the post office saying she's going to call the police on me for asking where my package is, which is a federal crime of mail tampering. Okay, so I wanted to play that, how corrupt the post office is. And then here locally, and it's the deep state and it's the Masons. It's always the deep state, CIA, and the Masons. It's not just the deep state CIA. It's the Masons. Okay, it's the Masons are always a part of it. So don't forget the Masons, the Masonic temples, anyone involved in the Masons are involved in this deep state New World Order agenda. Okay, so that's what, I'm not saying that all Masons are bad. Some of them are just like born into it, just kind of like not all people are bad that are born into an Illuminati family, or a CIA family. But I'm saying that the Masons are involved and the CIA is involved, deep state CIA, but not every person that's involved in the Masons is involved. I'm just saying that obviously, this person I talked to was involved. She's clearly knows who I am or something, and, was trying to, not help me in every way possible. So, yeah, I have never had a good experience with the post office, so I just don't use them anymore, for anything that I ship. So, and then I want to show when I went to LA for, when I went out to the Conscious Life Expo, which I go to every year usually, for my company. I have my booth there in February, and I wanted to let you know that, okay, so for those of you who don't know, there was a what date was it here? Okay, it was February 10th. So I was out there the 9th through the 12th. February 9th through the 12th. And the second day I was there, a 4.6 magnitude earthquake hit Malibu, and we felt it at in LA where we had our booths set up. Okay, and so I wanted to show something that people have probably who I'm sure have never seen, or so let's see. Okay, so let's see, there was okay, so let's see, I'm trying to find this. Okay, so well, in at the Fukushima, Japan earthquake, there was UFOs seen right before the earthquake. Okay, I want to play. Okay, let's see. Hold on a second. But so there were some guys that were staying at Motel 6, and they said that morning they saw 3 UFOs above Motel 6 the day of this earthquake. Okay, and they sent this video footage to me, and okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay, here it is. This was right on the day of that earthquake in Malibu, and these were guys that were that I ran into at the Conscious Life Expo, and they said they were staying at Motel 6 in LA, and they saw 3 UFOs above the hotel, like in the sky,
There's 2 dots.
2 dots.
Yeah, come look.
Okay, and then they ended up coming to the Conscious Life Expo, and then all of a sudden we all felt the earthquake, and I said, and then they came to my booth, and I ended up talking to them, and they said, yeah, dude, we took footage of some UFOs earlier today, and I said, oh my God, can I see that? And so that's when they sent me this. I just happened to run into these guys because they came to the Conscious Life Expo.
It looks like it has a balloon.
This.
Maybe just a kid that got like UFO balloon.
Yeah, he's flying up there.
Okay, so maybe you might not be able to see it, but there was like 3 little dots, looked like UFO things above the sky in LA that very day of that earthquake at 4.6. Thank God it wasn't bigger than that, but if you've never seen the footage of that Fukushima disaster in Japan, there was UFO footage seen right before the earthquake in Fukushima. So let me look this up. Okay, here it is. Okay, there was UFO, and then the earthquake. Okay, this is Fukushima, Japan, where that huge disaster happened it affected the radiation, the big, yeah, so there was a huge light, okay, a big light. Here's another footage. Okay, yeah, it was actually like black. So there's black little dots. This was right before the earthquake in the Fukushima earthquake that affected the plant where they make the that was leaking the radiation now all these years. There was UFOs seen before the earthquake. Okay, so I think there's links between these UFOs causing these earthquakes, is what I'm saying. And during some, yeah, there's earthquakes very much associated with like earthquakes and tsunamis and stuff. You know, there's footage you can find online. Let's see if I can find one more video of yeah, well, basically the light in the sky, UFOs seen in sky before tsunami. I mean before Fukushima. Yeah. Okay, yeah, here we go.
4 UFOs seen over Fukushima, Japan during an earthquake.
Here we go.
This weekend, after 11 years of the earthquake and a subsequent tsunami that caused the second most important nuclear accident in history, there was a smaller scale earthquake that sounded the alarms in Japan. But this time, something strange appeared over the skies of Fukushima, one of the areas that felt a tremor. At least this is what a Japanese viewer believes, who was attentive to the development of the news on Wednesday night, local time, when she noticed 4 bright lights in a shot that showed the city of Fukushima after the earthquake of 7.4 on the Richter scale. It was then that she took her cell phone and recorded what she was seeing to upload it to her Twitter account. First, let's take a look at the complete video. 石巻市有川では11時50分頃間もなくということになります。相馬では0時、石巻港では0時10分、仙台港では So basically she caught several UFOs on camera right before the earthquake. So this is very obviously controversial, but then so these guys caught 3 of them, right above right above in the skies of LA, that over that minor. Thankfully, it wasn't worse, but it was still really scary, and anytime you're in an earthquake. But I wanted to show people this link that I fully believe that there's some kind of a link between UFOs and these earthquakes. And I would not trust the post office at all right now in this country. I've had nothing but problems. I've used everything but the post office to send anything, UPS or FedEx.
I will not use the post office anymore for anything. I have had nothing but problems. They've never picked up their phone with customer service. I've had packages lost, damaged, and then I've had them, even if I have, insurance on them, they don't pay damage claims. So we have a very serious problem with our post office over here right now. I don't know if it's happening throughout the world, but I believe that they're involved in spying, and there was also a bunch of footage that they were very involved in covering up the ballots in 2000. The Trump ballots. They were burning them and stuff. There was footage of the post office very much being involved in the paper ballots. They were burning the real ballots for Trump. There's all kinds of footage of them being involved in the basically treason. Treason against in that area as well. So we have a very serious problem with our post office right now. Okay? All right. So anyway, but otherwise, everybody is doing well and hanging in there. Thank you.